We are a solar and EV charging installations company. We've been established now for over 5 years. We deliver projects ranging from domestic right through to commercial. Within the solar industry, we're seeing a massive boom at the minute. People just want their energy security. There's things happening in the world that we're not involved in, but they're still having an impact on the cost of living, cost of energy prices. People are becoming wise to that. They are looking at other alternative ways of supplying their own energy, and solar is the best way for that. Well, one of the biggest challenges any business owner faces is diversifying, really. You can't just stay on one track. So we set up as an EV charging installations company. We've also now diversified into the solar industry. And I decided to get an office. We had a small office just in Burton previously. That was a big decision, and it's hard for any director to bring people in. You're essentially making a big commitment to be able to afford to be able to pay them, but that allowed us to elevate to the next level. And from that then I started to see and paint a picture of how I could make this business. And that was just by adding more staff at the right time and the right people in the right places. And that's exactly what we've done over the past few years. Last year we did £3 million turnover and more work with tier 1 contractors. It's payment terms, and payment terms from anything from 30 to 60 days. How do you finance that? That was my biggest challenges, because I'm not a finance expert. But then that was where we engaged with Bibby Financial. They then spoke to me about invoice financing, which, after understanding it properly, I realised that was perfect for us, and that allowed us our cash flow to flex with the business flex. And it's been great. It was a challenge before we had them, and now we've got them, and it's taken the challenge away. To anybody that's not in the construction industry, it's a very tough industry to be in when it comes to finances and money and funding. Payment terms are obviously very difficult to contend with on a regular basis. So when I found out that Bibby specialised working with construction companies, that became apparent that they are the ones to work with. We use invoice financing, which is great for us in the industry that we're in, because this helps us claim some of the money that we've earned from the jobs that we've completed in real time, which then in turn allows us to pay our wholesalers on time, pay our staff on time, which is a great facility to have. Absolutely fantastic. I know I can call on Amanda any time of the day to discuss, if we're expecting a payment that doesn't come in on time, I know I can pick the phone up to Amanda and just explain the situation and ask if she can support, or if Bibby can support. If I don't need to contact her, I'd say she calls me every couple of weeks just to see how things are, just to check in there. But it's really great. It's a really personal touch. The next step on my growth plan at the minute will be to move out of the premises that we've got here. We've been here now for just over 3 years, and they've served us very well. We've now grown to the point where we need more space for material handling, for goods out. So that's my next step along the way. And then after that, really, it just goes back to our original 10-year plan. I set this business up in 2020, and by 2030, I wanted to be achieving around the 10 million figure turnover. We're definitely heading in the right direction. We've seen some excellent growth in the last couple of years, and then the support of Bibby now has allowed me to have the confidence to go out there and tender for larger projects than I would have done previously. So we know that number is going to continue to increase, and it's great to see the success that we're achieving.